and we all go back into vibrations, that this life that we exist in three-dimensional form is just but one musical notation, one imprint of how the vibratory notations work in the greater evolution of which we are one small part. In short, we're coming up to a tremendous crescendo, a tremendous musical transition, and I believe those who begin to use the creative arts and sciences and music holistically and pluralistically will be in a much better place for these contact experiences you and others are having throughout the world. And this is why your work is so important, along with Jaime Maussan and others throughout the world who are able to realize that this is something that far surpasses one country, one ethnic group, one form of traditional ideology, theology. This is what the Keys of Enoch call the higher work of the cosmic Christ, recognizing we're all part of the divine plan if we choose to be chosen and taking the higher pilgrimage.
And one of the things we encourage all listeners always to do is do prayers and meditations to keep the energy positive and to also protect the area where you live. I mean, in January, actually after the Haiti earthquake, we put out a call for prayer to keep the planet in stasis, so to speak, so it wouldn't be too many earthquakes. There were like 330 earthquakes in Northern California alone in 1 week, but they were all small, which is the way to have them, if you know what I mean. But so prayers and meditations, using the sacred names, this is going to be a way of protecting yourself, protecting the area around you, and just protecting the planet in general.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They did reverse speech. I don't know if you've been around that very much, and I was doing some lectures, and one of the things that I said in reverse speech, because there was these little blue lights all around this statue of Mary, and we took a picture of her, and this huge pink energy beam was coming straight down out of the sky on top of the statue that we have here. We have Buddha and Mary right next to each other, and you know, everybody there asked me, well, what are those little blue lights there? And I was talking about the big pink light coming down, and they said, what are the little blue lights? And when they did reverse speech on me, I said two things that blew me away. One of them, I said, with Mary, preservation is assured. I said that very clearly. And the other one, I said I didn't know what the little blue lights are. They're probably nature spirits. And I said, clear as a bell, when they reverse speech me, I said, it said, Mary's elves say to love her.
That's beautiful. Well, in actuality, Mary represents what's called in the Coptic cosmology the Virgin of Light, and it's that energy, it's that mothering element that preserves not only humanity here, but also takes us into the next dimension. And it's interesting that Jesus had three women at the cross as well as at the tomb, the first ones there, because we feel that's the time for the transformation, and the mothering element comes out, which is why we've often said the ancient times is the age of the Father, then you have the age of the Son. Now this is the age of the Holy Spirit, or the Divine Feminine, which is that time of transition and transformation that we're all a part of.
And one of our colleagues is the great Brazilian singer Gilberto Gil, very, very, very famous. In fact, one of the most famous of the contemporary singers in the world. And we told a very interesting story when we were in Brazil with him a few years ago, where he was praying deeply, and a prayer shawl materialized before him in ancient Aramaic language, and had the picture of the Virgin in the prayer shawl. We sent it to Israel for analysis, and in the Aramaic language said that the Divine Mother would intercede for the children of Palestine and the Middle East. And we feel that is the missing part of theology that will remanifest itself in many, many ways. But to have such a remarkable singer, a man who later became a member of the Brazilian government in cultural affairs, say this out loud and confess this before thousands of people, is a sign that many people from high estate, from the professional world, even people who are former astronauts or cosmonauts, will step out of the closet and simply say that there is a change that is coming. We must be prepared for it. But as living servants of the divine, we all have a responsibility to keep it focused on the light, to use the energies of great importance and positive thinking for this transition to work out for as many people as possible, and to recognize also that this is part of the reason why we're here to begin with, this part of the incarnation we took the energizing of our higher consciousness into material form for little Mother Earth, to awaken Mother Earth to the work of the Divine Mother. And with this great message and this great outreach of love to all who listen to you throughout the world, we wish you well in all that you do, and ask our friends really to have the smile of God in their hearts and to look to the heavens, to the gates of Orion and beyond, to the house of many mansions, and use the sacred names and use the sacred music and use the keys of Enoch to recognize this is part of the divine hymn book of cosmic proportion that we are going to be singing and using more and more as consciousness begins to, shall we say, enlarge itself and enjoy the gifts and the endowments of the divine spirit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said. It's definitely, we are here as like midwives, you might say, during this birthing process, and we all have to do our part.
Yeah, we encourage people also to do the prayers and meditations to keep that energy within them as dynamic and pure as possible. If you meditate, you actually bring in energies from those other dimensions that you were speaking of today, and you actually are changing your physical body, which is more connected with the earth, into that higher self. We call it the over-self body that is really your higher nature, and that is able to help to restore your body, and you can prevent a lot of things. I mean, once you got stuff, then it's more difficult. So the idea is to pray, meditate, bring that energy in, and then you can actually help keep your body in a state of restoration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed it's very clear to me. I see people that do practice daily spiritual practices, whatever that may be, whether it be meditation or Kunlun or Qigong or, Tai Chi. There's all kinds of different practices out there that they do look more, they look younger, they're healthier, they're more serene, the stress isn't there. Which is really the one that kills you, is the stress level.
Yeah, and that's so important right now because we're all getting into that stressful state. But, if you can do that, you keep your energy throughout the day, and then you balance it once again at night. So twice a day we highly recommend. And really, it does keep you useful. It keeps you healthy. And that's what people need to keep going in their spiritual practice.
I know we're close to the end of the program, but I would like to make 4 affirmations that are important. Okay. One, as we reflect each day, we can say to ourselves, we understand suffering is caused by the lack of understanding of truth and infinite oneness. We affirm to cultivate good health within ourselves, both physical and mental, for ourselves as well as for our society. We affirm to maintain thoughts of peace, well-being, and joy in our heart and in our consciousness for all humanity, that the collective consciousness of man may graduate into the work of the infinite, into the house of many mansions. And finally, I will work to transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and others into one of harmony, acceptance, complementary teamwork, and brotherly and sisterly love for the great work of the Tree of Life. And in this, all humanity will be blessed in the cosmic dance of life.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, those are words to live by. Yeah, unfortunately, we're out of time. I think I need about a 3-hour show to have both of you on again.
We'll come back again.
Welcome back, and keep up your wonderful work. And to those interested, we certainly recommend people look to your location for the signs that are very, very present, and also to connect the signs in the heavens of over sacred areas of Mother Earth, showing us that we are being taught the cosmic language. And as we learn to put this together, ultimately, the greater human and the divine shall come together, the many and the one.
Yeah, well, I can't thank you enough for coming on this show. I've got to shoot you those pictures. We've actually had Kuan Yin manifest here and got her on film, as well as some other masters. And you can check those out at the, they're on the ECETI website if you want to see them. But again, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. It's been an awesome interview, and we'll have to do it again real soon.
Thanks, James.
Bless you very much. Keep up your wonderful work.
Bye.
And all our love to our friends throughout the world here in your program.
All right. Have a good evening.
Stay well. Bye.